Thought Media Network is on the rise. We're looking to grow with you. Do you have technical media experience? Or perhaps a desire to learn? Are you willing to volunteer your precious time and attention? We share this message to benefit all. If you possess a computer with a camera and a microphone, we will share our knowledge with you. Behind the scenes or being the star, let us bless our one. Contact us at info@ntmedia.org.
Well, hello there. So question for you. How can I find joy when there's all these challenges in the world and challenges in my life? So you might ask that question, how do I find joy? How can I find joy when sometimes my life sucks? Well, I have some tips for you today to help you with this. And that's what I'm here today to do, is to share with you some ideas in learning about tapping into your inner dazzle. I'm Reverend Lisa, and I'm here on New Thought Media Network, and I'm here today to share some tips with you about how to connect with your inner dazzle. So you might ask, well, what is an inner dazzle? It is that innermost part of you that is deeply connected, that is harmony, that is peace, that is love, that is expressing as a beautiful, authentic person. So that's what I'm here today, is to help you connect with that part of yourself. So hello, and welcome to New Thought Media Network, and I'm here to share some tips with you. So another question for you would be, so how do I have the right to be joyful when there are so many bad things going on in the world, especially after 2020, the year that we had? There was lots of challenges and all kinds of things going on in the world. So that's a good question. So how do I have the right to be joyful? Well, the thing is what I figured out is that you have to take a step back. We have to take a step back and check out. Let me fix my screen. We have to take a step back and take a different perspective. Different perspective is what we want to do. So the question that you ask, how do I have a right to be joyful in the world when there are all these challenges and problems going on? So we need to take a step back and take on a different perspective. So the good news is that you have the power within to realize that you can have a joyful life, and that it comes from how we view things, and that you can decide how you want to live, regardless of the events that are going on in the world or the events that are going on in your own life. That's the good news, is that we all have the power within. And that's what we're here today, is to discover and discuss a little bit more about how to connect to that power. So one of the questions I asked myself was, well, how do I find joy? And one of them would be, is that I find joy in the most simple things in my life. I have some things that I wanted to share, and the things that I do is that I find joy in the simple things in my life. One of the things that I find joy is in my daughter. I definitely find that she is super sweet, and I always definitely find joy. Oh, I had a picture here. I was just going to pop up. So this is my little daughter here, and she brings me lots of joy. So, our children, I think, are definitely one way to connect to that joy, that inner joy, because they just have it naturally. They just are joyful pretty much, at the drop of a hat. They can be sad and cry, and then the next minute they can be joyful again, which is really great. And it's a beautiful expression to realize and recognize that we can do that too, and that we have the power to release and let go of whatever it was that was causing us troubles, and not hang on to it so much, and just step into experiencing and expressing joy as we are, like little children. kids and teens, they experience joy very, very easily. Also, my kitty cats. If we have pets, a lot of us have pets, and I think any kind of pets that we have definitely bring us joy. And so I really think it's about taking the time to focus into every single moment, just connecting into, slowing down, and taking that time to experience and express joy. And connecting with our animals, connecting with our pets, definitely is a good way to bring you joy, because they're just so sweet and innocent, and they are here just to be joy and experience joy in their own way. And of course, they do that by being connected with us in so many ways like that. So yes. So that are a couple ways that I find joy, are the simple things in life. Yes. Hello, Zanabu. Welcome. Thanks for being here. So there are lots of ways that we can find joy in our life. So I invite you to, let me know, what are some ways that you find joy in your life? You're welcome to put it in the chat if you'd like to. So also, tip 1, I have a couple of tips for you. So they're just some great ways, another great way to help you connect with that inner joy. So one way would be to experience a 1-minute pause. So the idea is that we want to slow down and take a pause in our day and experience and express that piece that is who we really are. And I actually would like to do a 1-minute pause with you in just a second. I want to go through all 3 of my tips, and then we'll do a pause. So 1-minute pause every day. And one great way you can do that and be connected to that is go to my YouTube channel, go to Inner Dazzle LLC, and you will find it. You'll find me there. Subscribe, and you can get all kinds of 1-minute pause. Another great way would be to walk in nature. Definitely taking time to connect to that the divine planet, all the beautiful creativity and everything that is going on in the world. Just take a time to take a walk, go outside, get some fresh air. Even if you don't have a lot of time, even if you just go outside for 5-10 minutes, take some deep breaths, deep cleansing breaths, is a great way to experience joy. Just connecting to Mother Earth and connecting to all the beauty that is around us. A lot of times I'll just find a connection in a tree. A lot of times you see the leaves blowing, and it can be just such a great way to connect with nature and connect with and remember to slow down and just be one with that connection, one with nature. Your 3rd tip would be to do one thing, at least one thing a day that you love to do. So obviously, most of us have to work. Sometimes I've had 2 or 3 jobs at a time. You're running around, we're going from thing to thing. And the idea is that we want to still take time and schedule it in ahead of time. I've noticed that does make a difference. Schedule it in ahead of time and make time for yourself. Make time to do something that brings you joy. What is something that you love to do? Do you have anything you can tell me that you love to do? What brings you joy? That's the question. Sit and ask yourself, well, what does bring me joy? Okay, well, find that one thing and do that every day. One thing that you can do every day. Maybe it's art, maybe it's coloring, maybe it's singing, maybe it's music, maybe it's cooking, maybe it's exercise or yoga. There's lots of wonderful things that we can do. It's great to do that. Yes, making jewelry, that's a good one. I love it. That you kind of get in the zone when you're doing that. I think that's wonderful. I actually had a great experience with that. My daughter and I were in Hawaii last week, and I really went in the zone. We went snorkeling, and I was able to just kind of zone out, and I was just totally connected with the fish and the ocean. It was really cool. And everybody was like, when I got back on the boat, they're like, well, we wondered, you were kind of out there just floating around, and we wondered if you were okay because you were just kind of, floating around like you were dead. And I'm like, well, I wasn't dead. I'm fine. I was just connected with the fish, connected with nature. So there's lots of things you can do to bring yourself joy. So I'd like to just take a moment with me now. We're going to just do a 1-minute pause. And I have this beautiful singing bowl that I love to use. And this just brings us to attention. And it's a great way to center. So we're just going to do 1 minute. So as I ring the singing bowl, we just feel that presence of spirit all around us. We allow ourselves to be connected to this divine source right here, right now. We just allow this minute to be the only minute there is. Just 1 minute. 1 minute pause. Take this time now and listen to the peaceful sounds around you, or the singing bowl, or perhaps you have a water fountain that you can listen to, or go out and listen to a stream, and just become one with that essence. Become one with this peace. Become one with the joy and the harmony that life really is. Just connect to our inner self. We connect to our inner dazzle when we take time to pause and just be. Just take this moment to be present and be in the here and now. Deep breath in. One more deep breath. When you feel this peace, we feel the presence of spirit all around us, in and through us. We feel and connect to our inner dazzle, that innermost part of ourselves that is deeply connected to the source, to that higher power. We just allow this to be a moment of peace, a moment of joy. So that is how we calm. Always calms me down for sure. So definitely take time to have a 1 minute pause every day. All right, so let's move on. Let's move on to our first quote, which is the definition. I looked up the definition of joy because I wanted to know, well, what do they say about joy? What is it about joy? So the definition of joy, I like this. The passion of emotion excited by the acquisition of expectation of good. So I love that. I love the last part, the expectation of good. That's just definitely something that, we can all use more of. And if we can live in the world of expecting these good things, then they do come easily and effortlessly to us. Number 2, the rational prospect of possessing what we love or desire. That was a great one. The rational prospect of possessing what we love or desire kind of just speaks for itself, I think. And then the third definition of joy is gladness, exultation, exhilaration of spirits. Beautiful, don't you think? I love that. Gladness, exultation. That's the idea to me, like the ultimate joy is that expression and that experience of exaltation. That means joy. Definitely, it's a beautiful way to express life, express God, express that source. So, another question that came up for me is, so why can't I be happy all the time like other people? Well, of course, as we know, all life isn't perfect, and we all have challenges that come up in time. And I think a lot of that comes from seeing what appears to be people having perfect lives on Facebook or Instagram, perhaps. And we see our friends and our family, and we see everybody. And of course, a lot of posts they look so perfect and beautiful, like everybody's happy and that they just have this most perfect life. But the reality is that we don't always have a perfect life because we're human, right? So that human part of us, clearly we have issues, we have, challenges that come up, we have doubts, we have fears, we have different things that come up that sometimes do create challenges in our lives. So the idea is that it's not to compare ourselves with other people and say, well, why aren't I happy like them all the time? When the truth is that we all have challenges and things that come up. So what I propose is that we all experience disappointment and other sad emotions. But what I've learned, and I have to remind myself, is that we need to feel them. We need to honor those feelings, feel them and honor them. And then we need to learn to release them. And a lot of times you can do that through those 1 minute pause, because most of my pause videos, they're 1 minute videos, have to do with water, and water is purifying. So water releases, so you can release that energy, release the negative emotion. You can also do it through a shower. If you take a shower or a bath, it's a great way, and it's a great time to set yourself up to feel your emotions, honor them, and then release them and turn to a different thought. The idea is that we want to replace any negative thoughts with new thoughts. The idea is that we want to come up with solution-oriented thinking. Well, let's come up with the solution. Let's come up with it. We can tune in, tap into that inner dazzle, that innermost part of you that knows and that has the wisdom to come up with a solution. Or ask for help. Ask for help. It's okay to ask for help. You can ask for help. That always is something that I always wait till the very last thing. And then it's like, okay, I guess I need to ask for help. Another thing is, of course, to be compassionate to yourself and to others. And that one, I do really good at being compassionate for others, and I am learning to be more compassionate with myself. So let's turn to gratitude. So this is tip number 2. Tip number 2 is great. I love this. So when we talk about the different tips, the first tip is the 1 minute pause. The second tip is turn to gratitude. There we go. So turn to gratitude. So the idea is that you want to keep a gratitude journal. Gratitude journals are really amazing and very helpful. So like Oprah, where I got this idea was from Oprah's gratitude journal. She did this 16 years ago. She started a gratitude journal, and every day began writing 5 things that she was grateful for. From fresh flowers to the kindness of a stranger, Oprah says acknowledging these things makes her more receptive to the goodness in her life. And we have a little clip that I want to show you. It's like 3 minutes. It's Oprah, and she gives you suggestions of what to write and how to connect to and create and have a gratitude journal. So check this out. This is really great.
Well, during the year, before I had the gratitude journal, I kept my own. This was just December 26th. Most gorgeous day, the things I was grateful for. Walking to and from the gym with Wendy and Stedman. Wendy is Stedman's daughter. Watching a movie, Fargo, with Stedman and Wendy. Having to leave the room 3 times to call Diane to ask her what was going to happen. Being healthy. Deciding to focus only on that which is good in myself and others, having Gail be here, having a party for Gail and her friends, helping Paul to fix French toast, an egg and cheese omelet for Gail, who ate the whole thing, running 4 miles, even though I didn't want to, looking at my dogs' faces, just looking at their faces, asking God to use me, trying to surrender to it all. Those were the things I was grateful for on December 26th. So we asked our audience members if they would just do some of them. And although you all don't have the journal yet, you did, right? You did? What was yours?
Being able to put windshield wiper fluid in my car when I had ran out in snow.
That's good. That's good. That will amuse you.
Amen.
That's an amen. Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, dancing to Miles Davis, just putting on a CD and just going for it.
By yourself?
By myself.
Don't you love those parties for one?
Yes.
I love those. Yes, ma'am.
Having my boss tell me that we think alike.
Oh,
It's kind
good.
of scary.
That was a moment. Yes.
Good fresh coffee, just very simple, something to be thankful for.
Yeah, I have one of those in there too. I had a moment, I was at the fruit stand, this was during my vacation. I swear I thought I connected to the avocados. I was looking at the fruit in the basket and I started to feel the fruit kind of giving itself up to the world and what it took. Now I'm going to be written up in the Inquirer. But I could feel the essence of the fruit. I swear to you I could. And I had to stop myself from crying from looking at the fruit. That is what I call being grateful. You know what I mean? I was so grateful for the little pomegranates and their seeds. It is. Changes your life. Yes?
Mine was just simply hearing my daughter's voice on the phone when I called her from long distance when my husband and I were coming home from a business trip. We hadn't talked to her in 3 days, and she answered the phone and said, "Hello, hi, Mommy."
Oh,
it
that's
was awesome.
Good. That's good. Yes?
Finding that perfect pair of khakis, and they're on sale. That was
That's good.
just made my day.
Yeah? Yes?
Mine is walking into my house and smelling baked chicken that I don't cook. I didn't cook it. My husband cooked it.
Oh, that's a good feeling, isn't it?
Yes, it's a great feeling.
Hi, YouTubers. I'm excited to give you an update about our...
All right, so that is a beautiful example. I love watching that. It's an older Oprah, but it's really great. And it's a perfect example of the gratitude journal. So I invite you to get your own gratitude journal. You can make one, you can buy one, and start writing some things down. I had one day where I actually attached this flower because the flower was really insightful for me, and I felt very connected to it. I wrote, there is divine perfection in this flower, and I recognize the beauty within and without. So that was one of the cool things I did in my journal. So I invite you to start a journal and let me know how it's going. I always appreciate when you guys tell me what's going on. So so quote number 2 that I have for you that I wanted to share a little bit about gratitude by Zig Ziglar. This is great. I love this one. He talks about gratitude as well. That this is, yes, gratitude is the healthiest of all human emotions. The more you express gratitude for what you have, the more likely you will have even more to express gratitude for. So beautiful. I love that, by Zig Ziglar. And of course, he has some great stuff, great books. So the other thing that I wanted to share that I found in thinking about experiencing joy is through gratitude, of course, and through taking time to just be present. That's the other piece. So the 2 things for today are to be present in the moment and enjoy every moment. Just enjoy, be in the moment, enjoy. I like that. Enjoy, and then experience and express gratitude in your life. So I have one more little quote I want to share. This book is called The Beatitudes, a catalog of life and light. And it is by Bebe, B-E-B-E. And she's beautiful. I met her. I got to meet her one time. She was at one of the conferences I was at. She's a beautiful transgender lady, and I just absolutely loved her writing and her bravery to express herself. I thought that was just beautiful that she did that. And she talks about joy as well. So when we are joyful, this is something she wrote. Be full of glee in expressing a thrill for life. Spread happiness and be of good cheer. Whistle your heart's delight and hum a cheery tune. You're dreaming of something and everyone wants to know what it might be. I feel joyful. I am joyful. And that comes from Bebe in her little book of Beatitudes. So I love that. I think that for sure is the affirmations for today. Matter of fact, I'm going to write that down right now. I want you to say it. I am joyful and I feel joyful. Yes, there it is. Got it in there for you. So that is your quotes. That is your affirmations for the day, to experience and express joy. So I want you to do that and let me know how that's working for you, because it's really definitely something that will move you into a joyful space. So definitely thank you so much for being with me today. I appreciate you coming. So thank you for being here on New Thought Media Network. We're so grateful to have you. And this ministry is just growing and growing, and it's getting bigger and bigger, and we're just so excited. So I invite you to go to newthoughtmedianetwork.org, and we invite you to share your gifts and your tithes. We so appreciate that. Anything you would like to donate, if you're so inspired, ntmedia.org, and click on donate. And I think it's on the link. It might be on the link up above. So you can go there to donate. Also, I have my personal ministry that I am working on and that I'm expressing right now. So you can connect with me on Facebook at Spiritual Resource, and that is my Rev Lisa page. So you'll see me, Rev Lisa Williams, and you go to Facebook, Spiritual Resource. Connect with me there if you would like to schedule some time to talk. I'd be happy to do that with you. We do like a free 20-minute phone call if you would like to chat and get you on the right path in that direction. Then I also have my Venmo as well if you would like to donate or you feel so inspired. My Venmo at RevLisa1, and I always appreciate tithes and donations as well as I am growing my ministry and trying to focus on having that be my main income. So definitely go to my YouTube. That's the one thing I want you to do today if you don't do anything else. Go to YouTube and go to Inner Dazzle. Look up Inner Dazzle LLC and subscribe there, and you'll see all kinds of beautiful 1-minute pause videos, and I want you to start doing those every day. So that's your homework for the day. And thank you so much for being here. We are going to continue to, and there's my email. So you can email me as well if you have questions or want to conversate a little bit. Lisa@innerdazzle.com, and we can connect that way as well. And we will continue this series, Joyfulness, in June. So tune in next week because we're going to have a special guest, and I'm very excited to have her coming. So just tune in with us next week at 1 o'clock, 1 to 1:30, and on here on New Thought Media Network. And we're so grateful to have you. Just know that our time together is a celebration of your personal empowerment in tapping into your inner dazzle. And we like to say, always leave them dazzled. Thank you for being here. Peace and blessings. We'll see you soon. Bye.
Wanna play? Come to our yard. New Thought Media Network spotlights you. Saturdays at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, Spirit Says Sing. Our stage is open for musicians, singers and speakers, visual artists. Shine with us live. It's easy. Just click the link in the comments and be ready to soar. Spirit Says Sing.